Okay, what's going on, everybody? I have to update you guys on this FTX situation. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I mean, this is literally, this is so historic. It's going to be crazy. Okay, this is literally the dot-com bubble all over again with these crashes. And now things are just getting even shadier and shadier. Okay, so make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll just get straight into it. Okay, so look at this. FTX and FTX US's wallets appear to be hacked with over $600 million leaving the exchange. Okay. You can see here that more than 600 million left bankrupt crypto company FTX's wallets late Friday with little clear explanation as to why. Okay, it's Saturday right now that we're recording this video. All of this stuff is just coming out, right? It just keeps developing more and more. And I already covered the beginning to, Binance CEO coming out and saying that he's going to buy it. Now he's backed out of the deal. Okay, they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and now all of a sudden they're getting hacked. It's just wild. It's just wild. Okay, so FTX stated in its official Telegram channel that it had been hacked. All right, instructing users not to install any new upgrades and to delete all FTX apps. Okay, and this is their official statement. FTX has been not even official, okay, but this is their statement on their official Telegram. FTX has been hacked. Apps are malware. Delete them. Chat is open. Don't go on FTX site as it might download Trojans. Okay, and according to the on-chain data, various Ethereum tokens, as well as Solana and Binance Smart Chain tokens, have exited FTX's official wallets and moved to decentralized exchanges like 1inch. Okay, so both FTX and FTX US appear to be affected, right? Just days ago, SBF was out there saying, hey, FTX is in trouble, but FTX US is just fine. Everybody can withdraw their money. Okay. And we see here that Miller tweeted earlier in the evening he's investigating abnormalities with wallet movements related to consolidation of FTX balances across exchanges. The transfers, which have not been addressed officially by FTX leadership, come on the same day that the firm officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after apparently losing billions of dollars in user funds, right? So that's the first development, right? And then we come here and we see it's developing even more. At least $1 billion of client funds is missing, okay? It's just completely missing now at FTX, right? At least $1 billion have vanished from collapsed crypto exchange FTX, according to two people familiar with the matter. The exchange's founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, secretly transferred, okay, highlighting that again, $10 billion of customer funds from FTX to Bankman-Fried's trading company, Alameda Research, the people told readers. A large portion of that total has since disappeared, vanished, just gone, they said. One source put the missing amount at about 1.7 billion. The other said the gap was between 1 billion and 2 billion. While it is known that FTX moved customer funds to Alameda, the missing funds are reported here for the first time. The financial hole was revealed in records that Bankman-Fried shared with other senior executives last Sunday, according to the two sources. The records provided an up-to-date account of the situation at the time. Both sources held senior FTX positions until this week and said they were briefed on the company's finances by top staff, right? So they kind of got a little bit of a head start to this, right? And this is unusual. Whales covering them, definitely shout out to them. But it's making huge headlines, right? This is CNBC, guys. This is no joke. CNBC, between $1 and $2 billion of FTX customer funds have disappeared. SBF had a secret back door. Okay, big highlight right here. Okay, on the secret back door. What is one way to not have to pay anybody with all of these withdrawals, right? Let's say you have billions of dollars of withdrawals and you only have $2 billion. What's one way that you can get out of paying it? Oh, well, sorry, guys. We got hacked and the money's gone. So I just won't be able to pay you guys back. And nobody will be able to get their money out of FTX because it's gone. Someone hacked it and stole it, right? Now, I'm not saying it was SBF. A lot of it is kind of hinting towards him, and I wouldn't be surprised. But ultimately, we probably will never know really who is behind this hack. But we're seeing these reports of the back door, right, to transfer billions, and Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised either if Binance is behind it, right? Because I mean, these two were going at war, right? I made a whole video covering their beef and their war, and Binance has definitely won this battle, and they may really just be going for the jugular, right? They say don't kick somebody when they're already down. If Binance is behind this hack, then essentially they're just stomping on their neck and making sure that they're dead. And FTX is already pretty much dead, but this is just like the nail in the coffin. It's just absolutely insane, right? So we can go in here and read. We already talked about the 1 to 2 million that went away, right? But both Reuters and Wall Street Journal found that Bankman-Fried, now the ex-CEO, right? So he's now officially the ex-CEO. He transferred $10 billion of customer funds from his crypto exchange to the digital asset trading house Alameda Research, and this is his sister company, right? And they go on to explain that a little bit more right here. So Alameda, also founded by Bankman-Fried, was considered to be a sister company to FTX. Those cozy ties are now under investigation by multiple regulators, including the Department of Justice, as well as the SEC, which is probing how FTX handled customer funds, according to multiple reports. Right, much of the 10 billion that was sent to Alameda has since disappeared, just vanished, guys. It's gone. What 10 billion, right? Reuters disclosed that both sources held senior FTX positions until this week and added that they were briefed on the company's finances by top staff, right? So one source estimated the gap to be 1.7, the other put it at a range of 1.2 billion. It appears that Reuters reached Bankman-Fried by text message. The former FTX chief wrote that he disagreed with the characterization, right? So not denying anything, he just disagrees with how they're characterizing it, right? He doesn't want to be portrayed as the bad guy, right? Or as someone who mishandled user funds, right? So that's what he's disagreeing with. And then, look, you can even tell that that's basically what he's saying. He's like, we didn't secretly transfer. We didn't secretly transfer. We had confusing internal labeling and misread it. Come on, bro. Like, do you think everybody is freaking stupid? I mean, I don't know what this is, man. We had confusing internal labeling and misread it, right? And then when asked specifically about the funds that are allegedly missing, Bankman-Fried wrote question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, what? Funds are missing? Oh, I can't tell. Like, they're in my wallet right now. I see the funds not missing at all, right? I mean, just crazy stuff. And then they go over here how, last week they had this emergency meeting in the Bahamas. All right. Last Sunday, Bankman-Fried convened a meeting with executives in Nassau to look at FTX's books and figure out just how much cash the company needed to cover the hole in its balance sheet, right? And he confirmed that this meeting did, in fact, happen. Now, it had already been a rough few days of trade for FTX after Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao tweeted that his company was selling the last of his FTT tokens, the currency of FTX. That followed an article on CoinDesk pointing out that Alameda Research, Bankman-Fried's hedge fund, held an outsized amount of FTT on its balance sheet. So not only did Zhao's public pronouncement cause a plunge in the price of FTT, it led FTX customers to hit the exits, right? And that's what I mean is, CZ, basically the CEO of Binance, he basically orchestrated all of this, right? There were some articles that came out that really just suggested that FTX really wasn't liquid, that a lot of their assets, quote unquote assets, were tied up in highly illiquid cryptocurrencies, right? I mean, they had like over $1 billion in Solana. They can't just go sell that much Solana on the market. I'm not sure what Solana's market cap is right now, but I mean, it's a huge deal to sell $1 billion of any cryptocurrency, right? You can't do that. It's gonna crash the price. And he basically started the big crash on FTX. Once he started, he found out about the articles, and then he became very public on Twitter and kind of just fueling the fire, that about the rumor that they were very insolvent, right, and very illiquid, and that they didn't have enough funds, to cover everything, right? um, and that's really where it all began, right? So not only did his public pronouncements cause a plunge in the price of FTT, it led FTX customers to hit the exits, right? So now people are not only are they like getting scared and selling FTT, but they're trying to withdraw all of their funds, right? Bankman-Fried said in a tweet that FTX clients on Sunday demanded roughly $5 billion of withdrawals, which he called the largest by a huge margin. That was the day of SBF's emergency meeting in the Bahamian capital. The heads of FTX's regulatory and legal teams were reportedly in the room as Bankman-Fried revealed multiple spreadsheets detailing how much cash FTX had loaned to Alameda and for what purpose, according to Reuters. So, this is where it gets really shady, right? Because he's the CEO of FTX, and he's got his other sister company, Alameda, and they're basically just transferring money back and forth, right? It's like, oh, hey, you need money? Okay, well, Alameda will loan it to you. Oh, well, you need money? Well, FTX will loan it to you. And they kind of just go back and forth in these really, really shady exchanges, right? And then a lot of this is because there isn't really that regulatory push or regulation, regarding these companies. So they're kind of just, have been allowed to do this and profit off this time and time again. And now it's really just all catching up to them and cascading down in a horrible, horrible way. That's truly historic, right? So we keep going, right? Those documents apparently reflected the most recent financial state of the company, showed a $10 billion transfer of customer deposits from FTX to Alameda. They also revealed that some of the funds, somewhere in the range of 1 to 2 billion, could not be accounted for among Alameda's assets. The financial discovery process also unearthed a backdoor, guys, a backdoor in FTX's books that was created with bespoke software. The two sources speaking to Reuters described it as a way that ex-CEO Bankman-Fried could make changes to the company's financial record without flagging the transaction either internally or externally. That mechanism theoretically could have, for example, prevented the $10 billion transfer to Alameda from being flagged to either his internal compliance team or to external auditors, right? And you have to realize, like, he's had this in his back pocket the whole time, right? So now all of a sudden funds are going missing after he's had this back door to take money from users. It's that simple. It's not his money, it's users' funds, and he's just putting it into his company, Alameda, and just transferring it over there. He's had this back door the entire time, right? All of this is, blockchain and everything is all just about advanced code software. And he knows that, and he's had this backdoor the entire time, right? Why would you even have this backdoor, right? I mean, I can't think of it unless you're planning on using it to take people's funds without them knowing it, right? So Bankman-Fried issued an outright denial of implementing a so-called backdoor, but both FTX and Alameda Research did not immediately respond to CNBC's request for comment. So that's basically it, man. I just wanted to update you guys again because I've already put 3 videos out on this topic, but the story just keeps getting crazier and crazier, right? And now we have money missing, we have hacks, and people are just screwed, right? If you're holding all your money in FTX, you're screwed. And I'm sorry for you guys. I definitely, recommend always transferring your cryptocurrency to an external wallet, right? Like, you buy on whatever exchange you want to buy on, okay, and transfer it to a wallet you feel safe in, right? And a lot of people say that one of the safest wallets are the cold storage wallets that are offline, such as like a Ledger. And you definitely need to look into security and protection and really just transferring your funds out of these exchanges, right? There's no reason for you to hold your money in the exchanges, unless you're doing some type of short-term trade, and you're just getting in and out of something, or you're swing trading or you're day trading, right? That's really the only times I've ever held my money in an exchange. Afterwards, you always want to take those funds and put them somewhere that you feel is safe. So this is a big wake-up call to everybody, and I know a lot of people have lost the money, from small people to big people, right? I mean, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, right? He's been very, very outspoken about FTX. He's been, he's got equity in FTX, FTX US, and he had money in the exchange, right? Now, who knows how much that really was? But when you're speaking with a billionaire, I'm sure it was, in the terms of millions of dollars. So, he's out millions of dollars. People across the world are out billions. All right. So that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. Okay. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see some more updates on this, because I'm sure as the story continues and we get the latest developments, I will go ahead and be updating and dropping a new video just covering how the story has progressed.